You have noticed how, after 60, headaches seem to gain a new dimension? That occasional twinge can become a nuisance, persistent, significantly affecting its quality of life. For many elderly, the headaches become unwanted companions, resistant to painkillers and apparently without a definite cause. But what if the solution to this problem was on your plate, not in the medicine bottle? In this article, we will explore 5 specific foods that have shown remarkable ability to reduce and even eliminate headaches to people with over 60 years. These are not just generic recommendations of healthy coma. They are foods with specific bioactive compounds, supported by research and traditional medicine, which act directly on the mechanisms, causes of headaches in the elderly. Why do headaches change after 60? To understand how certain foods can relieve headaches, it is important first understand why they change with advancing age. After 60 years, several factors contribute to the increased frequency and intensity of pain. By head, vascular changes. Aging of blood vessels can lead to fluctuations in cerebral blood flow, decreased production of neurotransmitters. Substances such as serotonin and dopamine, which regulate pain, tend to decrease. Side effects of medicines. Many seniors take multiple medications that may have headaches as a side effect. Chronic dehydration. The sensation of thirst decreases with age, carrying many elderly not to consume enough liquids. Changes in the sleep cycle. Problems for sleeping, common at this stage of life. They can trigger headaches. Dr. Roberto Campos, a neurologist specializing in geriatrics, explains, head in old age have particular characteristics and often do not respond well to traditional painkillers. This is because they are often related to chronic inflammatory processes and vascular changes proper to the aging. Approaching food as part of the treatment is extremely sensible. Quote, Donna Clara, 73, shares her experience. I spent years depending on painkillers for my constant headaches. Took almost pills daily, until my doctor warned me about the risks of this practice to my kidneys. That was when I started to look for natural alternatives and discovered the power of foods. Quote, let's now know the 5 foods that can transform this reality. Food number 1. Salmon. The power of omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon leads our list not by chance. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, this fish is possibly one of the most effective to combat headaches in people over 60. Omega-3 are not just good fats, they are powerful natural anti-inflammatory drugs that act directly on the neurological mechanisms of pain. How salmon helps reduce headaches. Direct anti-inflammatory effect. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce the production of pro-inflammatory substances such as prostaglandins and leukotrienes, often high in people with chronic headaches. Blood pressure stabilization. Pressure fluctuations are common triggers for headache in the elderly. Omega-3 helps maintain stable pressure. Improvement of brain circulation. Salmon promotes the health of blood vessels, improving blood flow to the brain. Regulation of neurotransmitters. The fatty acids of salmon contribute to the proper production of serotonin, a crucial neurotransmitter in pain control. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Neurology accompanied 95 elderly people with recurring headaches. Those that included 2 weekly portions of fish omega-3 rich in its diet for 3 months reported 67% reduction in frequency of headaches and 59% decrease in intensity when they occurred. Mr. Antonio, 78, shares, I had headaches at least 4 times per week. My neurologist suggested that I include salmon in my diet regularly. I confess that I was skeptical, but after 2 months consuming salmon 2, sometimes a week, my headaches are rare and much milder. It was one amazing transformation. Quote, how to incorporate salmon into the diet. Salt, simple grilled hand, the most direct way to get the benefits. Temper with herbs, lemon and a drizzle of olive oil. Roasted salmon with vegetables. A complete meal that combines the anti-benefits. Inflammatory fish and vegetables. Homemade salmon pate. Mix cooked salmon with Greek yogurt and herbs for a nutritional snack. Smoked salmon. A practical option for breakfast, ideal with toast. Integrals and avocado. For elderly with limited budget, other omega-3 rich fish options include sardines, mackerel and trout, which offer similar benefits at prices accessible. Important note. Although wild salmon is nutritionally superior, salmon of creation also offers significant amounts of omega-3 and continues to be an excellent choice. Food number 2. Almonds, the magnesium your brain needs. Almonds may seem like a simple snack, but for those who suffer from pain, head after 60 years, they are true natural relief capsules. Rich in magnesium, vitamin E and anti-inflammatory compounds, almonds offer a multifaceted approach to combat pain. How almonds help reduce headaches. High magnesium content. Magnesium is known as the anti-Zachweca mineral. Studies show that up to 50% of patients with chronic headaches have deficiency of this mineral. Neurological stabilizer effect. Magnesium regulates neuronal excitability, preventing cerebral hyperactivity that often precedes headaches. Improvement of blood flow. Almond compounds assist in vasodilation, contributing to a more balanced brain circulation. Antioxidant properties. Vitamin and combat oxidative stress, a factor. Pain amplifier in the elderly. Dr. Patricia Mendonca, a neurologist, explains, magnesium acts as a porter natural of NMDA receptors in the brain, which are involved in the transmission of pain. When there is magnesium deficiency, these receptors are hyperexcited, expanding. Signs of pain. Almonds are one of the best food sources of this mineral. Quote, Donna Helena, 67, reports her experience. I started eating a handful of almonds every morning after reading your headaches. In 2 weeks, I realized that the pains that tormented me almost daily began to decrease. Now, 3 months later, I have a maximum of a pain of light head a week. Quote, how to incorporate almonds into the diet. Recommended daily consumption. A handful, approximately 23 almonds, provides significant amounts of magnesium. Homemade almond milk. An alternative for those who have difficulty chewing, and that maintains most of the nutrients. Almond butter. Excellent option to spread in whole toast or add to smoothies. Toasted almonds with spices. Add cinnamon or saffron, another anti-powerful inflammatory, for extra benefits. A study from the University of California accompanied 210 elderly people with pains, recurring head. The group that consumed 30 grams of almonds daily for 4 months showed 40% reduction in the frequency of headaches in comparison with the control group. Important tip. Prefer raw or slightly unsalted almonds. The versions, very processed or sugar-covered, lose part of their benefits. Therapeutic. Food number 3. Ginger, the ancient anti-inflammatory. Ginger is not just an aromatic seasoning, it is a natural medicine with multis of documented use. For the elderly who suffer from headaches, this root offers relief comparable to many pharmaceutical drugs, but without the unwanted side effects. How ginger helps fight headaches. Powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Ginger contains gingerus and sorgales, substances that inhibit the same inflammatory pathways as medicines such as ibuprofen, but without irritating the stomach. Natural anticoagulant effect. Improves cerebral blood circulation, reducing vascular pressure that often causes headaches. Antiemetic action. Many headaches in the elderly are accompanied by nausea. Ginger relieves this symptom, improving general well-being. Regulation of serotonin. Studies indicate that ginger influences the levels of serotonin, a crucial neurotransmitter in pain control. A study published in the Journal of Phytotherapy Research compared the effectiveness of ginger powder with Sumatra (PTANO) medicine commonly prescribed for migraines in 100 patients. Surprisingly, ginger has shown effectiveness similar, but with much less adverse effects. Mr. Paulo, 70, shares his discovery. For years, I took painkillers almost daily for my headaches. My stomach started to suffer. Therefore, my daughter, who is a nutritionist, suggested that I take ginger tea regularly. At first, I found the taste strong, but I got used to it. Today, I reduced my analgesics in 80% and my stomach thanks. Quote, how to incorporate ginger into the diet. Fresh ginger tea. The most powerful form. Boil thin slices of ginger in water for 10 minutes, sweeten slightly if necessary. Ginger powder in the meals. Add to soups, stews, sauces and even fruit juices. Ginger shots. For those who need fast relief, a ginger juice shot concentrated can be surprisingly effective. Ginger capsules. For more accurate dosage, ginger supplements can be useful, always under medical advice. Dr. Sofia Mendez, a specialist in integrative medicine, recommends, for prevention of headaches, the ideal is the regular consumption of ginger in small quantities throughout the day. During an acute crisis, larger doses in the form of concentrated tea or capsules can bring faster relief. Quote, important tip. Ginger can interact with anticoagulants and some hypertensive. Consult your doctor before consuming therapeutic quantities, especially if you use these medicines. Food number 4. Red fruits, brain protectors. Strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. These small colored fruits are true treasures for those seeking headache relief after 60 years. Rich in anthocyanins, flavonoids and other bioactive compounds, red fruits offer a unique combination of vascular and neurological protection, especially valuable to the brain in aging. How red fruits help combat headaches. Exceptional antioxidant power. Fight cerebral oxidative stress, a factor. Pain amplifier in the elderly. Anti-inflammatory compounds. Present anthocyanins reduce inflammation. Neurovascular, often associated with persistent headaches. Blood sugar stabilization. Glycemic fluctuations are common triggers for headaches, especially in diabetics or pre-diabetics. Improvement of vascular health. Strengthening of small brain blood vessels, reducing the likelihood of pain of vascular origin. A longitudinal study of the University of Harvard accompanied 1,787 adults with more than 65 years for 5 years. Those who consumed at least 2 portions of red fruits per week had 39% less episodes of headaches compared to those who rarely consumed them. Donna Marta, 76, tells her experience. I had frequent headaches, especially in time changes. My geriatrician suggested that I include more red fruits in my daily diet. I started eating a bowl of strawberries or blueberries every morning. In just over a month, I noticed that the pain, they were much less frequent and less intense. It was a simple change that made great difference. Quote, how to incorporate red fruits into the diet. In Natura consumption, the simplest and maximum nutritional benefit. Smoothies. Combined with yogurt or vegetable milk, they create an anti-potent inflammatory. Frozen fruits. An economic and practical alternative, maintaining most benefits. Red fruits tea. Especially for the elderly with digestive problems, tea of red fruits offers part of the smoother benefits for the stomach. Dr. Andre Oliveira, a neurologist, explains why red fruits are especially beneficial after 60 years. With aging, there is a decline. Natural in brain antioxidant defenses, making the brain more vulnerable to oxidative stress. Red fruits provide compounds that cross the hematoencephalic barrier and offer direct protection to neurons and brain vessels. Nutrition tip. To enhance the benefits, combine red fruits with a source of healthy fats such as walnuts or chia seeds, which increase the absorption of bioactive compounds. Food number 5. Dark green leaves, neurological protectors.
Complete.
I walk our list of food capable of transforming the life of those who suffer with headaches after 60 years. We have dark green leaves like spinach, kale, arugula and watercress. These vegetables are true natural multivitamins, especially rich in magnesium, folic acid, vitamin K and antioxidant compounds, essential for brain health. How dark green leaves help combat headaches. Magnesium wealth. Like almonds, are excellent sources of this anti-muscular mineral, high folic acid content, essential for vascular health and adequate production of neurotransmitters related to pain control. Alkalizing effect. Help reduce systemic acidity, a factor often associated with headaches in the elderly. Natural nitrates, present especially in arugula and spinach, become nitric oxide, improving brain circulation. A study conducted by the Center for Neurology of the University of São Paulo accompanied 132 elderly with a history of frequent headaches. After introducing a daily portion of dark green leaves in food, 78% of participants reported a reduction in pain frequency after 8 weeks, and 65% noted decrease in intensity. Mr. Joaquim, 81, shares his transformation. I suffered from headaches almost weekly. My doctor suggested that I increase the consumption of vegetables, dark green. I began to include a generous portion of spinach or kale in lunch every day. In less than a month, I realized that the pains were disappearing. Today, I rarely have a headache and, when I have, it is much more light. How to incorporate dark green leaves into the diet. Fresh salads. The most direct form, ideally with the addition of olive oil to better nutrient absorption. Refogged. For those who have difficulty digestion with raw vegetables, sauté lightly preserves most of the nutrients. Green smoothies. A practical way to consume a significant amount, combining with fruits for better palatability. Green soups. Especially in winter, soups based on dark green vegetables offer nutrition and comfort. Nutritionist Dr. Beatriz Lima recommends a specific strategy for the elderly. We observe that many elderly have difficulty chewing or digestion of leaves raw. In these cases, we suggest starting with small amounts of leaves well picked or slightly cooked, gradually increasing. The benefits for pain, head appear even with modest amounts, provided they consumed regularly. Important tip. People who take anticoagulants like warfarin should consult your doctor before significantly increasing the consumption of dark green leaves due to the high content of vitamin K, which can interfere with these medications. How to create a custom head food strategy. Now that we know the 5 powerful foods to combat headaches after 60, it is important to understand how to combine them in a strategy. Personalized and realistic feed. After all, Each person has preferences, restrictions and distinct needs. Basic protocol: heads of heads for the elderly. Morning, 1 portion of red fruits, 1 cup, with natural yogurt. 1 small handful of almonds, approximately 10 units. Optional: ginger tea. Lunch, salad with dark green leaves, arugula, spinach or kale. Inclusion of grilled salmon 2 to 3 times a week. Seasoning with fresh ginger grated in olive oil. Afternoon snack, smoothie with red fruits and dark green leaves, or a small portion of almonds. To have lunch, soup with dark green vegetables, especially in winter, or light salad that includes at least one of the 5 foods mentioned. Dr. Fernando Morera, a pain neurologist, advises, the consistency. It is more important than quantity. It is preferable to consume small portions of these foods daily than large quantities occasionally. The anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective is cumulative. Quote, adaptations for specific conditions. For diabetics, focus more on dark green leaves, ginger and almonds. Consume red fruits in controlled portions and preferably together with good proteins or fats to reduce glycemic impact. For hypertensive people, prioritize salmon and red fruits, especially rich in potassium. Use ginger as a partial substitute for salt. To season food, for those who take anticoagulants, consult your doctor about the consumption of dark green leaves. Increase the consumption of the other 4 foods on the list. For those who have budget restrictions, replace salmon with canned sardines, also rich in omega-3. Use frozen red fruits, usually more economical. Prioritize leaves of the season, which usually have better price. In addition to food, complementary factors for headaches control. Although food plays a fundamental role in controlling pain, head after 60, it is important to adopt an integrated approach to optimized results. Adequate hydration. Dehydration is one of the most common triggers for headaches in the elderly. With aging, thirst perception decreases, making hydration conscious essential. Recommendation: in addition to common water, include herbal infusions such as chamomile, melissa and lavender, which have relaxing properties and can complement the effect of the anti-headache foods. Regular sleep standard. Changes in the sleep cycle are frequent triggers for headaches in the third age. Establish regular times to sleep and wake up, even in the purposes of week, can significantly reduce the frequency of pain. Stress management. Chronic stress increases the production of inflammatory substances and tension. Neck and head muscles. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing and Tai Chi are especially beneficial for the elderly, complementing the benefits of anti-inflammatory foods. Moderate physical activity. Light exercises such as walking, swimming or yoga improve brain circulation and the production of endorphins, natural neurotransmitters that reduce the perception of pain. Donna Elisa, 78, shares her holistic experience. I changed my diet, including especially salmon and red fruits, but I also started 20-minute daily walks and meditation before bed. The combination was transformative. My headaches practically disappeared after 2 months of this routine. Quote, when to seek medical help. Although the food we discuss are extremely beneficial, it is critical. Know when they are not enough. Seek medical help immediately if headaches are intense and started recently, especially if you is over 65 years old. Pains are accompanied by fever, stiff neck, mental confusion or changes in vision or speech. The pain is described as the worst headache of your life. The pain begins after a head trauma, even if there is a change in the usual pattern of your headaches. Neurologist Dr. Carlos Menezes warns, new headaches are with different characteristics in the elderly should never be ignored or simply attributed to age. Although the food we discuss are extremely beneficial, they do not replace a medical evaluation when warning signs are gifts. Quote, conclusion. A new perspective for headaches in the elderly. At the end of this journey through the 5 transformative foods for headaches, after 60, a clear message emerges. Chronic pain need not be an inevitable part of aging. Salmon, almonds, ginger, fruits, red and dark green leaves represent not only food options, but a fundamentally different approach to the problem, one that deals with the underlying causes, and not just masked symptoms. As summarizes Dr. Luciana Santos, geriatrician and specialist in integrative medicine, the most fascinating about these foods is that they not only help control headaches, but also benefit brain health as a whole, potentially reducing the risk of cognitive decline and other neurological conditions associated with aging. Quote, imagine waking up every morning without the apprehension that a headache can ruin your day. Imagine reducing or even eliminating dependence on painkillers that, with prolonged use, they can bring their own problems. This is not an empty promise, but a real possibility for many elderly people who they suffer from frequent headaches. It all starts with simple choices in next meal. How about starting today? Maybe with a small handful of almonds, a teacup of ginger or a colorful dark green salad? your brain, and s. quality of life. Thank you.